Should
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Randomness 101. My name is Spentaur, your co-host. This is
your name is
Arceaion.
Spentaur? What are you talking about? I'm the
I
Spentaur
was
here.
I was hoping you'd catch that. Yeah, I'm Arceaion, your co-host. Over there is Spentaur, your actual host.
Well, you can't really
And
see us. We need like a picture of us just to put up like on screen so we can like see who's
well,
talking and stuff.
I've been working on making a VTuber
A what?
face, one of the VTuber outfit things.
Oh no, that's a little weird, a little too weird.
Oh no, it's just male. It's just a dude. I'm
Okay.
not adding any animal features to it quite yet.
Okay. Wait. No, don't say quite yet. Don't say
Why
quite yet.
not? Well, we both know I'm gonna have a fox avatar eventually, so
Your mic was just. Are you using your headphone mic or are you using the blue mic? Because
I'm
it keep.
breaking out a lot.
Yeah.
It might just be the weather.
Oh,
Let me
by the way,
check
guys,
though.
we're recording in a thunderstorm, so the power may go out at any point. In which case, I don't know what happens to the recording. Actually, I don't know if it saves it. I don't know if it just deletes it. I don't know what happens.
Testing, testing, one, two. Is this better?
It's about this. Well, it's. I mean, it's better, but it was cutting out for a second.
Yeah, I've moved it to my snowball.
Yeah. Oh, was
It's
it not
been
on your snowball before?
apparently not. Thought it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
over here getting all set up for something we're doing after. But
yeah. Arceon and I are starting kind of a D&D session with some friends. Um,
yeah, and I'm
so
getting all set up because we're doing single player session zeros for everyone to get to the actual starting base.
yeah,
Okay,
yep.
so
So for what? So like, hold on. What happened last podcast? I don't even remember what we. Oh, that's right. We had shoot. What was the
Lord
name?
Jeebus on.
Yeah, we
We had
had
Lord
Lord Jeebus.
Jeebus. All hail the mighty Lord Jeebus.
Yep, we had him join us for the podcast. That was pretty fun. He may like come back in future videos and stuff. We have an Uno video that we've been meaning to edit and upload that also features him, but we just haven't really gotten around because we had a big project that we just finished editing, and it's only half of it. We only
Well,
finished
it's
half of it.
only half of it. We're not fully done with it, though. I guess we don't have. I mean, honestly, we're gonna announce it anyway, so we might as well just not hide it. The big project is a return of our Minecraft.
Yep, we've
I'm not
kind
gonna
of.
go. I'm not gonna go into details, and neither is Spentar, but just know that we're gonna be releasing our next Minecraft, and it explains sort of what happened and why we haven't done anything with it for a while.
Yeah, and it
But
may it may actually look like we've recorded a lot of Minecraft on the channel, but us personally haven't like we haven't recorded Minecraft in months.
about six,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah. So
It's
we haven't we've been kind of burnt out on just editing the same video and stuff. So we did a little something special, and that's coming out this Friday. I think it's like 2 p.m. or something. I don't know what time I usually set the upload schedule for, but um, yeah, so that's our next video coming out. After that, we're probably going to have part two come out, and then we'll have the Uno video come out. And then past that, we might start a new series. I don't know where we're at on that, if we want to start that or not.
I say yeah, we start it and we get some recordings done, but we don't release it quite yet. Right
Okay.
now, I'm thinking what we're mostly going to be doing is mostly releasing Uno videos while we get our next big project set up to release so that we're not burnt out.
I feel like we've
And
done
then
Uno videos the past. Hold on, let me just look at the channel here. How many Uno videos have we done in total? Because I think it's like
quite
10.
a few,
I
but
want to say like 10.
at the same time, I don't mind doing Uno every once in a while for this kind of stuff. It's quite enjoyable and relaxing.
Let's see, one, two. So we've only uploaded two like Uno videos, which isn't bad at all. We just have a lot of footage we need to go through.
Yeah.
So Like, we have probably, I want to say, 2 or 3 more Uno videos just on the back burner that we can edit, you know?
Yeah, and even then, we don't really edit them. What we do is we just cut them in half and submit them to when it's a good point to submit them. That way,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
too long, and you get to see everything, even the slow, quiet bits.
Yeah. Uno's, Uno is such a simple thing where it's like, we don't really have to cut out anything. We can kind of leave it. It's kind of like how we do the podcast where we just finish the whole podcast and then we can upload.
Yeah, which is why I suggested we do an Uno series, so that we can do short edits on that stuff, and then focus on our main big project.
Yeah.
It'll give us more time on our big project while also giving us content that we can ship out to our viewers,
Yeah.
if there are any.
Well, we get a few every now and then. But as long as we can keep up with Uno, and we don't get burnt out on it. That's fine.
I
Um,
doubt we'll get burnt out on Uno.
I really hope we don't. That'd be really sad if we do.
Although if we do get burnt out on Uno, we can just turn to other games, so
Skippo. We'll
it's not
go
a
with
bad
Skippo.
thing.
Skippo's the better version, anyways.
Well, actually, I have a few. I mean, Lord Jeebus has agreed to become a more permanent member, and he's willing to keep joining us on that stuff. And we might be getting the Scott Man to join us in a bit.
Yep.
You don't know who the Scott Man is. We have not introduced him yet. Lord Jeebus, you do know. That video was a little awkward, actually, but I mean,
The
it
Uno
was his
one?
first time with us. The one with Scott, or not the Scott Man, the one with Lord Jeebus. But that was just because it was his first time, and he even said next time it'll be better.
What, the
So
podcast or the Uno video? Because I thought they were both pretty good.
the podcast, he said it was a little awkward because we were like not really talking, but
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps because right now what we're doing is we're in Discord and we can see each other, and we can tell when one person's gonna talk and when one person's not. It's kind of a good way to make sure we don't interrupt each other, and we didn't really have that with him.
yeah.
So
Well, moving on though, we do have at last have some topics to discuss, so let's start discussing them. One of the things you mentioned a while back was how Steven Spielberg is the best director of all time.
okay, so I'm gonna kind of go on a rant here. So for starters, okay, Ready Player One, everyone trashes on that movie. Such a good movie, such a good movie. Spielberg was the director for that one. He directed Jaws, which is a like culture classic. Um, I'm trying to remember of like other big movies he's directed. He's directed a lot of good movies. A lot of
He's
sort
directed
of
quite a few of them, but a
yeah.
lot of them, uh, I'll be honest, and this is going to counter your opinion. A lot of the movies that he works on tend to flop.
Okay, no, I tend to well, I tend to disagree. There's a few like that are like he's
Well,
whatever. Okay, so he either
I
has
won't say that he doesn't have some amazing movies under his belt. He has a lot of really good ones under his belt, but a lot of the ones he does, they aren't popular when he releases them. They're popular maybe like 5 or 6 years after he releases them.
yeah
Like Jaws didn't take off until I'd say like maybe 4 years after it was released. Then it took off. So
yeah.
he knows he's ahead of his time. He's a man ahead of his time, which I can respect that. But
I don't know. I know that there was a
I'd say he's
there
a visionary, not
yeah
a good director. He's more of a visionary.
there was a movie that I watched recently, and it was one that I watched whenever I was really young, and it's literally just rated G because it's that old of a movie and everything, and it's like animated, and it's called We're Back with dinosaurs, and it's about it's such a good movie, such a
I
good
know what
movie.
you're
Even
talking
today, I
about.
look at it and I'm like, that's still like really good.
I thought it was a little creepy just because of the animation
Yeah, no,
style,
that's
but
why it's good is because like they made the animation style so like creepy and everything that it just kind of aligned and everything, you know?
Oh, he made it work. So,
Like
mm,
he made it a sort of, um, well, I'm not sure he wasn't the one that did the animation style and stuff, but just I'm just saying like he was the director of that. Once I found out that I was like, oh man, this guy like directed a ton of movies.
yeah,
So, speaking of movies as
yeah.
well, there's a new one. Well, I don't know how new it is. It came out in 2020. That I watched like over the last week, called Guns Akimbo. So the guy that plays Harry Potter, um, he basically like imagine him, but no magic powers, and then guns bolted to his hands, like legitimate screws and nuts going through his hands, and like bolting a gun to his hands. Dude, there was some scenes where he was like putting on his pants, and he's just like, okay, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot.
He zip up his pants.
See that's the thing is he had to have some random guy on the street do that for him. You can't see it right now, but Arceion's laughing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he had to have some random guy on the street, and then his uh his ex was in the car with him, and he was like in a he was in a shoot, what is it called, like a morning robe or something, and he had like his hands in his pockets because they had guns, and she didn't know it, and so he was like, hey, can you grab my phone out of my pocket, like please grab my phone out of my pocket. And it's just like, man, like to like ask your ex to just reach in your pocket again. It's like, oh, that's kind of
That's awkward.
yeah, but
Actually, how do you think he deals with belts?
well, actually, the homeless man probably helped them with that. But
Mm.
that leads into another topic that we have. So
Don't.
I,
That was trying to. I was trying to do a seamless transition here, and you had to go say, "Oh, that leads into another topic."
well,
You should
like
just.
it leads into another topic here. So belts, the types and techniques of beltery. So, hear me out. I just found out about these belts not that long ago. I mean, I know they've been around for a while now, but there is these like so I have a belt where it's like you slide it through the hole, and then you flip the thing down, and then it like grips onto the belt and holds there. So that's like that I honestly like that design the most, but after a period of time it wears down, and then the belt just slips and loosens.
Those are
Um,
military belts.
yeah, no, I was talking about something else. Like military belts are like the ones where you move the little rod to tighten it.
Yeah,
The
but
one,
it's a similar concept.
well, they have. I just got a belt from my dad. I actually just straight up stole it from my dad. That has this.
Oh yeah, your zip tie belt.
Yep, it's a zip tie belt. So
And
it's like a genius design. But also when I was showing it to my friends, they're like, "Oh man, that's like the Velcro shoe of belts."
they're
Also,
not wrong. They're
yeah,
not wrong.
yeah. So, I personally think it's really cool, and
It
I'm
is cool, but they're not wrong.
yeah. So then I also started talking to them. I was like, hey, so what side do you put like what side do you push the end of the belt without the metal? Like which side do you push it in and then wrap it around on? Like do you do the left side or the right side? And to my surprise, everybody said the left side except for one said the right side. And I'm just like, was everyone taught to put your belt in with the empty part on the left side?
It depends on your dominant hand.
Oh, so that means left-handers use the left side?
If you're left hand, like if this is my dominant hand, are you seeing? And
Yes.
I
So
thread my
right.
belt loop. I thread my belt loop through the left belt loop, and I go around my body. People with a left with a that use their left hand thread it through the right.
See, the thing is though, is I feel like I've done it both ways.
I've done it both ways before, but it's very awkward.
No, I think it's about the same, really.
It's awkward for me.
Yeah. So,
Although talking about belts and all this, anime sword fighters wearing belts.
Do they wear belts?
No, like all you've never like noticed how anime sword fighters wear so many belts?
I mean, I know like Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy does. No, wait, no, he
He
doesn't.
wears like
He wears
13
one. He wears
belts.
one. I
He
don't know.
wears one normal one, then he wears two that are like in X shape, so he's got like a star going on his thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen them wear like belts across like their chests and like as like sashes and like on their arms and all that stuff. Like it's so weird.
Okay, so going back to Guns Akimbo here, so like you know how he's got his guns bolted to his hands, um, Arceaion doesn't know how to use chopsticks, so I want to just duct tape chopsticks to his hands for like a
Yeah,
whole week and just see like where that leads him,
that'll probably lead me to killing someone by just like shanking them.
or just dying yourself trying to drive a car.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'll finally get my car back Monday.
nice.
I would have got it Friday, but they didn't have the sealant. The sealant had just been put in, or they just been put on the
Oh yeah,
engine, so it was still wet.
yeah.
So,
Well, that's cool.
oh
That's cool. Glad you're getting
yeah.
your car back. I feel like you've had car problems ever since the start of the podcast.
Uh, I still am going to have car problems. We didn't fix any of it except for the leak. So,
Yeah.
but moving on to all this, so you know how Elon Musk recently bought Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, it was like for $4 billion or something like that, which is crazy.
So,
That's a lot of money for just a social media platform. Whenever a guy that's smart and rich enough to do it, he could just made his own, and people would have followed him because he's Elon Musk.
no, the reason why he bought it is because it's an already established site. If he made his own, he'd have to establish it,
Yeah.
meaning that he'd have to get followers and all that stuff. It's just easier to,
Donald
just.
Trump actually said he's not returning to Twitter because, like, even if Elon Musk unbans him, he's not returning to Twitter.
Well, he's more concerned about just free speech in general rather than just bringing Donald Trump back. But that does bring up a question: what if Elon Musk bought YouTube?
Okay,
Because
well,
YouTube over
first
the
off,
past years, well, hear me out first.
okay.
YouTube over the past years has been really cutting on what people can talk about. They're really censoring stuff. Like you can't say Rona anymore. Well, the full Rona. You can't say everything. You can't say the disease anymore without getting completely demonetized.
But you can say the
Um,
alcoholic beverage, right? Or can you not even say that? Ouch.
can't can't even talk about it anymore. Um, but yeah, you can't talk about that kind of stuff. You can't talk about certain topics anymore that are political. Um, YouTube's just really kind of going down the tubes, sort of like Netflix is. That's a
Okay.
topic.
Netflix is going way
It's
more down the tubes than YouTube is. YouTube is doing fine. I still get on YouTube every day and I see really creative videos from really creative people. But Netflix, it's like they're trying to disable, like they're trying to make sure you can't share your password. They're increasing their fees. My parents are actually wanting to cancel our Netflix subscription just
they've
because
already
of like
lost
all that stuff.
they've already lost 20 million and they expect another 200 million to leave.
And they lied to their stock holders actually about that.
No, they didn't. They were
Yeah,
honest.
no, they
They were
said it was
honest
like,
on that one.
well, eventually it came out, but they've been lying to their stockholders about how much growth Netflix has had.
Anyway, but back to this. Like, what do you think would happen if Elon Musk bought YouTube?
Okay, first off, since we're the ones predicting this, Elon, please put us at like number 1 on trending, or number 2 on trending or something. Like I want to be like super high up.
Oh no, I
Second
don't. I
off,
don't.
second off, YouTube would probably be a lot better.
I
Well,
mean,
I don't
you
know.
can't.
I
I think it would be.
I
I
mean, it
think it
could be.
would be.
It could be. I don't really know what the difference is between, like, I don't actually know who the CEO of YouTube is. Crazy enough.
So you wouldn't know a difference, just like you don't know a difference between
Yeah.
CS:GO and Team Fortress.
Okay, CS:GO is like way better than Team Fortress though.
That's okay. I think it comes down to a preference of what you like.
I
Because I
think it.
like the cartoony style of Team Fortress. Do you like it? Why do you like Call of Duty or yeah,
Why do I like
CS:GO?
Call of Duty?
Counter
Because
Strike.
it's
Counter Strike.
okay.
Counter Strike.
I like Counter Strike because first off, it's probably one of the first games that I ever played on PC. And second off, well, actually, that's a lie. There were many PC games before that. I played a disc, like I played disc games before I got to a gaming PC. Um, but it was like I do like CS:GO. I just don't really I can't really get into Team Fortress, and I don't know what the reason
Why?
is. I don't know whether it's like people like hacking or whatever, but you run into that anywhere. Um,
Yeah, you can run into that anywhere,
so I don't know.
especially
Maybe
with
it's the
older
fact.
games.
Maybe it's just because CS:GO is a little more serious, like a more serious tone, as opposed
I
to
I can see that.
yeah.
See, I don't really like CS:GO because of how like the serious tone with it. Whereas
Well, you
with
can.
Team Fortress, it's a very laid back kind of a fun tone. It's sort of a joke, and it knows it's a joke, so it accepts the joke.
Well, yeah. As long as you take CS:GO, like as long as you don't take CS:GO seriously, you can make it fun. Like you can do that with any game. But
Yeah,
a game
but
that already, yeah,
Team Fortress 2 is just a joke. It accepts the joke and runs with it. But yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, that's all I really had on that one. I was just gonna bring it up, but
Okay. Could you believe we're only at 22 minutes so far? How long do we shorten podcast episodes to? I keep forgetting. We always change this. Like we
between 30 to 40.
between
That's
30 to
about where we
40. It
go.
could be 30.
30 to 45. Mm,
I don't
it
know.
was
I feel like once you pass the 30-minute mark, people stop clicking on it.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of people click on our videos, I would appreciate it highly. Um, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Arceion's looking at me with like a really death stare right now.
Oh no, I'm checking over our old stuff and I found a few things we haven't marked off. So I don't know if we've talked about them yet, so I'm just gonna cover them now. Centaurs are insects.
I
They
disagree.
have they have they have six
They
limbs.
don't have an
So,
exoskeleton though. Insects have exoskeletons.
but does that count? It's a see the definition of an insect is a creature with six legs. So,
I feel like you're capping.
I mean,
Definition of an insect.
it's obvious they're not
I'm googling it.
insects.
A small arthropod animal that has 6 legs and generally 1 to 2 pairs of wings. Okay, centaurs don't have wings, and they are definitely not small. They're.
You ever seen the Spiderwick
Have
Chronicles?
you ever seen a centaur?
No, in the
I
Spiderwick
look in the
Chronicles, there's
mirror every day. I'm way bigger than an insect is.
you are not a centaur.
I am a centaur.
No, because your head is a horse, not your body.
I'm a Spentaur. But I still have brothers and sisters that are centaurs, and I see them every day.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway, in the Spiderwick Chronicles, actually, I think it's the Spiderwick Chronicles. It might be another one. There is a tiny centaur, like absolutely tiny.
Yeah, I can't remember what that is. Spiderman Chronicles was such a good movie. Can we just talk about that for a second? That was such a good
Actually,
nostalgic
yeah,
movie. Like,
that is like Arthur Spiderwick and like his quest to like make his book and all that stuff. That's such a good series. That is such a good series.
like Is it actually like a TV series or is it all a book series? Because I always thought it was a book series.
It's a book series. I've read the book series, but they also made a movie.
Yeah, I saw the movie, but I haven't read the book series.
The book series is pretty good. I would check it out.
Yeah.
What
So
other? What was it? Okay, here's a more. Here's another nostalgic one. I've mentioned it to you before, and you were able to identify it. I don't remember. It's, um, it's about these three kids, and they cross a creek with a rope swing, and it's like this imagination land that they go to.
Bridge to Terabithia.
Yes, there it is. At
That's
the end of the
that's about
movie,
two kids,
it's
and then
about three.
eventually the sister joins in. No, it's about two.
Well, one of them doesn't make it, and they die, and that's where the bridge comes in.
I
Is the
cried.
kid makes it?
You know what's sad
I
is that's
did.
based on a true story too.
It is. Is it?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure it's based on a true story.
Well, I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie because
I know. I
that's such a
know.
good movie.
I know the book. The book is shoot. I'm blanking here. I'm trying to type and speak at the same time. I know the book is like the movie's based off of the movie.
Also, Jeebus and Scottman, who I work with, they've been making jokes lately that you're one of the character. Okay, it's the Mice Rescuers. You know that the Mice
The Mice Rescue.
Rescuers.
Yeah.
They've been making a joke that you're the one that has the aviator hat with the
Yep.
aviator
That
jacket
makes
and all that.
complete sense. That makes complete sense actually.
They've been joking that you're him lately. I don't know
Yeah.
where the joke started because I wasn't there for it, but
Probably
they've been
because
saying it a lot.
I talked to Scott Man about it. I was talking to him about that movie. I was like, "Oh, you remember that movie? That was such a good movie."
That was a good movie,
Man,
though.
that time period had such good animation style.
It wasn't just, I mean, it was a hand drawn animation style, which made it like it felt like it felt like people actually cared back then.
Yeah,
Like what they did. Nowadays everything's digital and animated, and it's kind of hard to get that hand drawn care and love and care that they put into it that you can't get that anymore. You just
yeah.
can't.
So back to Bridge to Terabithia. It wasn't based off of a true story, but the writer was inspired after her son's friend was struck by lightning and like killed.
Yeah,
Like, what are
that's
the
some
odds?
inspiration.
What are the odds though that you would get struck by like? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up as well. What are the odds of getting struck by lightning? 1 in 500,000. Man, it sucked to be that guy. Although the scars are pretty cool.
I will tell. Okay, I think I've told this story before on the podcast, but he was a math teacher in my intermediate school. I didn't have him personally, but I knew about him, and he was like very famous in the school because he'd been struck by lightning 13 times
Jeez.
and survived.
Jeez,
Like he had
he must have like a
he
metal plate inside of him or something
he
that's
doesn't.
attracting all
It's
that.
something about his body's natural chemistry. It makes him highly conductive to electricity.
That's insane.
But yeah, he's got like the scars all up his arms and on his back and everywhere, like to prove that he's been struck by lightning.
That's
And
cool.
he's very proud of it. Like it's something he doesn't like shy away
I mean, he
from.
survived freaking 13 lightning strikes. That's kind of amazing that you can survive that.
Well, he's like a natural lightning rod.
Man, that's gotta suck.
So it probably does, and I know that he has like some issues, like he has like muscle issues because of it, but like man, that's still like a really cool story to tell.
Yeah.
And
All right.
honestly, I wouldn't mind getting struck at least once in my life.
As long as I survive it and I don't have to whoops. As long as I survive it and I don't have to end up with severe brain damage or something, I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be
I
cool.
agree on that one. I agree on that one.
So,
Now,
like,
kids, if you're on this, don't go stand out in a thunderstorm thinking you can get a cool story. Lightning can kill you, so don't don't be irresponsible and go out in a lightning storm and
you just had to give him a
die.
warning, didn't you?
Well, I mean, this is
I'm gonna go outside tomorrow with a lightning rod and just try and get struck. Actually, I could do it today. It's
no
thunderstorming right now.
Spentaur. No,
The odds are still very slim.
they may be slim, but they're not none.
Yep.
I just had to give the warning because I mean, you know how this generation is. They're all idiots.
Ouch. Which generation are you talking about? Me?
No, the generation after us.
Okay. Well, anyways, I think that's a good spot to round off the podcast. Us trashing on the next generation.
I think that should be a
Unless you
topic.
have a way to fix that by complimenting them. I just want to say TikTok is a great invention. We should make more, or we should start
It
making.
it certainly shows the idiocracy of humanity. I certainly think America's Funniest Home Videos would make a lot more money and get a lot more popular if they just took stuff off uh TikTok.
Yeah,
So
for real. Anyways, this has been the Randomness101 Podcast. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, comment what your favorite Steven Spielberg movie is. I
didn't
can't remember half of them. But
Okay, I'm gonna run this for you because I just remembered something.
what?
Steven Spielberg was the director for 50 Shades of Grey.
Still, best director ever. All right, well, we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. See ya.